As I record this, we are about 30 days away from the start of the NBA season, and I really wanted to challenge myself for the upcoming season. I'm going to put out 30 YouTube videos in roughly the next 30 days, previewing each team's upcoming 2024-2025 NBA season. Now, there are some housekeeping things to address. Number one, I absolutely stole this idea from Kenny Beecham, King of the Fourth Quarter. If you're not subscribed to him already, I'm going to link his description down below. Go do that. I just wanted to challenge myself as someone who has a full-time job outside of YouTube and someone who doesn't usually make YouTube content. I wanted to see if I could just do it. I wanted to see if I could live up to that kind of lofty expectation of daily uploads. Number two, the order of the teams has been randomly selected by a wheel. So if you haven't seen your team already, check back in a couple of days or keep me on post notifications. That way you know when your video goes live. And number three, there are going to be some days where I have to double upload just because of the timing that has bestowed itself upon me. I had some real life stuff come up over the last week. Otherwise, this would have been a perfect 30 for 30. But every video, bar none, is going to be uploaded every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern on the dot. On the days that I have to double upload, I'm going to try to do those on Friday. The first video is going to come out at noon, and the second video will be coming out at 6. But again, keep me on post notifications. That way you get all the videos. And secret fourth thing, I don't want to make myself make 10-minute videos. That seems very disingenuous from me. I don't want to just drag things out for the sake of dragging things out. So I'm going to try to keep these videos to as the least amount of cuts as possible. So if I only have 2 or 3 things to say about a team, that's all I'm going to upload, and that we're just going to move on to the next one. So for the teams that really don't have a direction or their direction is very clear, you may only get a 5-minute video, and that's just going to have to be okay. Without further ado, the first team that got selected off of this wheel was the Denver Nuggets. You saw it on the thumbnail, you saw it on the video title. I am super intrigued with how Denver is going to approach this upcoming season. Obviously, you have Nikola Jokic at the very peak of his powers. Even though there is some level of voter fatigue with him, and I don't want to vote for him for MVP anymore, his play kind of outranks that. There's a very good chance that he ends up with a 4th MVP this year, on top of the fact that you gave Jamal Murray an extension this offseason, and on top of the fact that you brought in some sort of help in Russell Westbrook. The biggest downfall that I think will come to this Denver Nuggets team is the clash between the coaching and the front office. There were multiple reports that came out during the offseason that Mike Malone really just did not get along with the front office. Mike Malone wants to go all in because, again, this is peak Jokic. This is probably the best version of Jamal Murray that you're going to be getting anytime soon. So you have to strike while the iron is hot. And the front office just doesn't want to play ball necessarily. You know, they let Bruce Brown walk a couple years ago. And while that seems small in the moment, I think it was not very fair to expect Christian Braun to very easily put himself into that conversation. Now, did he sort of make up for it during the season? Yeah, sure. And I expect good things from him this season. But to expect someone to replace someone as good as, in the moment, Bruce Brown was for that Nuggets team, I don't think was very fair. Another big thing that I think will play a huge factor into this season was the mistiming of Jamal Murray. Last season was not very good for him. He didn't pass the eye test. The stats didn't back it up. Jamal Murray didn't seem like the second fiddle that Jokic needed to propel himself further into the Western Conference playoffs and maybe even the NBA Finals. And because of that and the fact that he did not have a very good Olympic season, I think that it was kind of weird that the Nuggets gave Jamal Murray the max contract. Do I think he deserves it? Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I don't think that there was a scenario where you could have paid somebody else that much money. But sooner or later, they're going to run out of money to hand out to all these players because obviously Jokic is on a supermax, Jamal Murray's on a max. Michael Porter Jr. is getting paid $30 million a year. Aaron Gordon's contract is going to come up soon. Like, you're going to have to make decisions at some point, and I'm not sure that Jamal Murray is necessarily the second horse that you want to hitch your wagon to. Now, despite everything that I just said, I think that the absolute ceiling that this Nuggets team has is NBA champions. Really only because of two people. One, again, Jokic has the ability to win a fourth MVP despite voter fatigue, and he just seems like he has that ability to not allow his team to lose. And if there was ever going to be a second person that you wanted to team up with Jokic as far as that mentality goes, it's Russell Westbrook. I know that it was a little bit ago, but do you remember when Russell Westbrook got traded to the Washington Wizards and Bradley Beal went out? He single-handedly, this is the not over the hill Russell Westbrook, but this is a post-prime Russell Westbrook, carried that Wizards team to the playoffs and averaged a triple-double. Now, Russ isn't going to be asked to do all the things that he was asked to do in Washington because he's going to be coming off the bench more than likely. But there is not one other person that has that fuck it, we're not going to lose mentality than Russell Westbrook. And I think because of those two things, because of the greatness that is Nikola Jokic and the can't die attitude of Russell Westbrook, I think that both of them are going to will this team into the Western Conference Finals at minimum and at maximum NBA champions. But that's my outlook for the 2024-2025 Denver Nuggets. Again, I don't normally ask this, but put me on post notifications. Your team may not be the Denver Nuggets. My team is not the Denver Nuggets. But if you want my opinion on your team, put me on post notifications. That way you know when that video goes live. That's all I got for today. Be kind. Tell somebody you love them. I'll see you tomorrow.